Hey, I feel like just hopping on here today. Can you hear me above the above the turkey? I feel like just hopping on here today. I had an experience where last night I was writing a totally new questionnaire to help people get right down into the nitty-gritty of how oppression affects them personally. You know, not just these broad theoretical strokes of depressing information, but like really, what was the stew that you were raised in? What was the environment, you know? Here's the turkey for comic relief. And it's real easy for me to write. That's not hard for me. And I've been working with social oppression for 30 years, so I got to also see how deeply embedded in my psyche this is. And so I was just whipping off question after question after question after question really easily. And then I got to racism. And racism, I have just as much experience with racism as with any of the other isms: gender, oppression, sexism, oppression of people with disabilities. I've worked in prisons, so I've worked with the parts of humanity that we call targeted for destruction. I'll be talking about that. And I got to the racist brain full-on shut down. It was amazing to watch. I couldn't think. I suddenly was foggy. I couldn't write anymore. Whereas the other sections had 15 or 20 questions, I'd come up with 5 real basic questions. And I did what I always do when my brain shuts down. You know, I know what that means. And so I hopped on the phone with a friend of mine. We did some somatic listening. And I just talked in amazement about how oppression functions in the nervous system and the brain and the body. And I just watched, right? Without judgment. I just watched with amazement, like, wow, man, I can't function. And here's why. Because when it comes to racism, I'm in the oppressor role. Every other role that I can whip off questions about, I'm not in the oppressor role, right? So I have hidden disabilities. I'm the sole parent of a child. I'm female. My child has hidden disabilities, right? Like, so I live with a lot of isms and have had to study and dismantle, right? Because that's what I'm all about. I'm not a victim in any of these things. I dismantle them. I actually love that work. But suddenly here I am, and I'm writing about something where I'm the oppressor. And I'm also an ally, but I will never get out of that oppressor role, right? Because I live in a capitalist culture. So as long as I'm a white person in a capitalist culture, I can also be an ally and do my best to be an ally. But it's sure hard to be an ally when the first thing that happens when you think about it is your brain shuts down. And for all of you doing this type of work, I applaud you, because you're in the mountains with snow. I really applaud you, because this is rough work, right? And doing it without support is nearly impossible. So once again, I want to invite you to come May 1st as I have a fabulous, amazing, I am so excited group of people who are coming together, and we're all going to come together, and we are going to hold each other in this experience of dismantling these damn oppressions, because they affect us personally. So this isn't about some altruistic, how can we heal all of racism? No, this is about how, when you go blank and you become paralyzed and you can't for the life of you imagine how to be an ally, and that's affecting your own body symptomatically and mentally and behaviorally and emotionally, and you feel depressed because you're a caring person who has a heart and a nervous system, and you live on a planet that's oppressive, right? we're going to be looking at that. We're going to be not talking about it and theorizing about it. You can Google for a million days to get all the theories you want. But we're actually going to be somatically, which means physically, dismantling how this lives in our body. And I'm so super excited for that. But I just wanted to share with you that you don't get to a place where it's like, oh, I'm above all that. If I just say the right things, I'm above all that. No, right? You get real humble. I felt really humbled by this experience of, wow, I can't think because I'm in the oppressor role. And that's how oppression made it, right? That's how oppression functions. It stops you from thinking clearly and therefore taking action. All right, I'm done. Thanks. I hope to see you soon. Bye.